Well, hello everybody, and thanks for joining me. I'm Steve, and this is Night Trade. What I want to share with you guys today is it's what I do every night. It makes trading simple. When I started over 1,000 hours of, of figuring this thing out, and literally over 1,000 hours, I I thought to myself that this should be simple, that it shouldn't be this complicated. And so I stumbled across something, and it was just based on price action. And when I went back and tested it, I saw that it was happening over and over again. And after much consternation and looking at all these other theories and all of these other indicators and everything else, I found that, you know what? It doesn't take all that. It is just It's just so much simpler than what so many people make. You don't make it. You don't need 4 or 5 screens on, or around you. You don't need you don't you I have my laptop here, and I have a 24-inch screen here because I just like a larger screen. But you could actually probably do this with just one screen. And I use 2 screens because I record my sessions, so I need that. But you don't have to. But if you like a larger screen, but you can get one at Walmart for $150. Okay, so plug it in. It's HDMI cable. Plug your screen into your laptop, and there you got a larger screen. Okay, but that won't make you a better trader. What's going to make you a good trader, a profitable trader, is a system that is simple, that's repeatable, and that you go and practice for at least 100 hours, minimum 100 hours. Take 3, 4, 500 of these trades, whatever it is you choose, and that is what's going to make you. That's what's going to give you the confidence to take the trade when the opportunity presents itself. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my screen and show you how the trades work. Now, I'm going to move this over now. Let's swap it out. There we go. All right, so there you are. That's what the screen looks like. Now, when I trade at night, when I share my trades, I can't share this side over here because you see right here, you may not be able to see this really small. It says playback. Well, and then it says contracts down here. But that's the account. I'm not going to show you my account. I'm just not, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not going to show you my account number. And some people say, well, you're not really live trading. You can't really trust you unless you show your account. Well, if that's what it takes for you to believe in yourself, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going to show you my account number. All right. But I'm going to show you how to make the trade. And me showing you my account, me showing you how much money is in my account is not what's going to help you. What is going to help you is that you have a method that is repeatable, that you can fully understand, that is simple, and then that you go practice and for at least 100 hours. Minimum 100 hours. Don't rush into this and you don't have to, because the market's not going anywhere. It's been here 100 years, and unless the world comes to an end, it's probably going to be here another 100 years. So what I want to share with you today is the easiest trade you will ever make. The easiest trade you'll ever make. And when you learn this, you can stop all the struggle trading and become profitable. It's morning here, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I just decided to do this morning. Now, what is this trade? It is comprised of one setup and 2 indicators. All right? One setup. The setup is the price action that I stumbled across several months ago. The indicators are something that I added because I wanted to add assurance to what I'm doing. So what you're looking at here is the beginning of the setup, right? The setup comprises of a run, which is consecutive candles, 3 minimum, either going up or down. That's the run. Then you have a reversal. That's the second part. And then the third part of the trade is the continuation that exceeds the run. Does that make sense? So we have the run that's already started here. This is, I'm playing back, as you can see in this little window here. This shows you that I am in playback, and I'm playing back May the 11th, 2026. And this is at 6:12:02 p.m. This green line over here, that's 6 o'clock. I trade for 2 hours. That red line, that's 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, I'm done. I don't trade more than 2 hours a night. Just not. I thought about doing it a few times, and I did it, and I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's worked for 2 hours every night for a long, long time. And so there may be some nights when I don't have as many opportunities as I would like, but I'm not doing this to prove anything. I'm just doing this to prove to myself that I can do it. And I think I've done that. So I'm going to put this back over here, and I'm going to start the clock. So we need at least 3 candles. Now we're going to get 3 here. Okay. Now, when the third candle ends, what we're looking for is a reversal. I'm going to make a line here, just like that. Okay, just a regular line. And then I'm going to give us an arrow because I want to point to something. Okay, so we'll put that there. Now, when this candle ends and we have a reversal or a blue candle following the white one, if you're trading the regular, the way they set it up, your candles that go up will be green and the ones that go down will be red. I just found that blue and white is easier for me to look at than all of those colors all night, right? So once this finishes in about 13 seconds, then we're going to get a reversal. And I know that it's going to finish in 13 seconds because if you look over here at the lower right corner, I have a bar timer. That tells me when the candle is going to end in this second right here. Okay. Now, that's going to be this candle. I think this candle reverses. Let me just check to make sure if I looked at this correctly. Yeah, this candle, that's going to be our reversal candle, right? And then I'm going to put this green line here because what I'm going to want, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I can do that now. So we'll get I'm going to speed it up at 6x. So that way we'll get a new candle every 10 seconds because there's going to be about 4 or 5 candles. I think it's like 5. It can't be more than 6. That's going to be 4 or 5 candles in this that comprise of this reversal. But when we have a candle that closes above this first blue candle, the first reversal candle, we are going to enter the trade. All right. So let me see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get a couple of dojis and okay, here we go. And we're going to get this one. This one's going to turn blue also. It's going to pull back. And then we're going to get a continuation candle. This is all you're waiting for. If you can be patient enough to wait on this. Now, I'm going to slow it back down so I can get my entry right because the entry is extremely important. And that is why we have this little bar timer down here, right? It says time remaining right now is 33 seconds on this candle right here. Now, I'm trading 1-minute candles on the MNQ, which means that that's a Nasdaq micro. You have the micro, the mini, and then you have the full-blown Nasdaq. So we got 33 seconds, and you can trade these candles for as little as 50 cents or as much as $50 per tick. So if you max it out, one trade, based on what I'm doing, it's going to be worth about $1,000. Now, we've got 20 seconds left on this candle, and it should go up to extend beyond the green line. Come on. Come on. We got 12 seconds left. And now we've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that is when I release. Now, I'm going to pause this again. All right. So this is the top. This is where the end of your run over here, where this arrow is. This is your reversal. And then you wait for, now you can't have, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the maximum number of candles that you can have in your reversal. Always follow, by the way, guys, always follow my crosshairs. I use crosshairs. That's where my focus is, my eyes. That's where I'm looking. Okay. I use that because I need to be able to look up, down, left, and right all at the same time. Because I'm just weird that way. Okay. So the max you can have in your reversal is 6 candles, and this maxes out the reversal. Had this candle not exceeded the top of this blue, this first blue candle, the first reversal candle, which means it would not have passed this green line that I put there. And that's why I put it there, but so that it's a clear visual for me. That's my go line. If that had not occurred, then the trade would be off. Okay. 6 or less, not more than 6 in your reversal. 1 and done, 2 and done, 3 and done, 4, 5, 6, but not 7. Okay. Now, once that happens, I move this go line right here because that is where my entry is. And entries are extremely important. And so that is why this bar timer over here, I have that there so I can calculate and, get in exactly where I want to enter. But then you see that little divot, that little green divot at the top of that white candle. Doesn't get any better than that. So I put this here so that I can see whether I'm profitable or if I'm not. Now I trade it long. Okay. So over here, you see buy. You can buy the market if you want to trade up, or you can sell the market if you want to trade down. Okay. And tonight I'm going to show you a couple of those. I'm going to show you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 shorts and 1, 2, and 3 longs. So you're going to see a lot right here in just this one night. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this going again. And, yeah. So, also, let me do this. Sorry guys, I'm going to pause it one more time. I'm going to, create some right angles. Okay. I'm going to create a right angle here that goes up and then over. That's 25 ticks on the MNQ. I'm going to create another one. And I usually have these before I start, before the market even opens, I go ahead and have these, but I'm doing these here so that you can see how I make them. I go up here to path, right? Just like you saw me do. If I click on that, I click once, twice, and then 2 times over here, bang, bang, and that makes the right angle, right? Get rid of that. But the thing is, I want them to be exactly 25 ticks. So I can use that here for the purposes of this this tutorial. Now, so if the market comes up to here and touches that purplish colored line, that means I'm out and I made money, because that's the green side. If the market comes back and comes down here and touches this purplish colored line here, which is perfectly lined up with the red line over here, that means I lost. And yeah, that's not the direction we want to go. So again, run, reversal, continuation, you're in, as long as it exceeds the top of or the bottom of your reversal candle. Now I'm going to go back and hit play, and I'm going to speed this up to triple time. So you can see how it goes whenever a trade is entered. And that's it, guys. Once that happens, there's not a whole lot for you to do, or for me to do. I just sit here and wait for my money to come. I'm just being honest with you, because this trade, I have done it over and over and over again so many times that I don't sweat it anymore. I'm going to speed it up to 6x so that we can get a candle within like 10 seconds now. And there you go. There's the win. That's it. That's all there is to it. I wish I could make it more complicated, but it just isn't. That's all there is to it, guys. That's the trade. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this on up. Okay, let it go up a little bit. There we go. We're at 20x. I'm going to go ahead and go to 100x because I want this night to get over with so that I can show you that this actually occurs over and over and over again. All you have to do is be present to take advantage of it. That's all you got to do. So practice this. Practice it over and over again. Now, while this is happening, I'm going to make some copies of this thing. And you're going to see, and I'm not here to prove this to you. You got to prove it to yourself. That's going to be on you. Okay. So we're going to make sure we get to 8 o'clock on here. And while that's doing that, I can just keep doing these because we're going to need them. Copy and paste and paste and paste. There we go. All right. So there's 8 o'clock right there. So we don't need this anymore. I can move this out of the way. And I'm going to take these right angles and move them out of the way. Because these right angles represent whether or not we win or lose in a trade. I'm going to put this one here, leave that one there. Come on, get out of there. Put that there and leave that there. Now that's the win that we had right there. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. All right. So what is the trade again? It is run, reversal, and then continuation. How many candles, full candles, do we need in a run? We need 3. So let's count. Okay. So because we got 3, reversal and go. right? We got the win. Market pull back. Look at here. 1, 2, 3, reversal and go. So what happens there? Same thing. There's your win. There's your 25 ticks. And you might say, well, why don't you just stay in and go for more? Well, you could if you know that the market is going to continue. I don't know if the market's going to continue, but I know if it does this, it's going to give me 25 ticks. So I just keep taking 25 ticks. And if you can just if you'll just keep taking 25 ticks, this is what will happen to you. At some point, once you get confident and you've done this enough, then you will know for yourself, and no one else will need to come and tell you anything about what trading is, because you will have your own strategy and you'll be able to do this on your own. So we went up 1, 2, 3. That's 75 ticks in a night, right? Now it comes back down. Look, 1, 2, 3, reversal, and it continues to right here. You see that? Now, if you take that from here, look at that. That's 25 ticks. And let's see if it loses, because it pulls back quite a bit. You get in, let's see, you get in here and the market comes back and this one loses. See that? That one loses. That's going to happen from time to time. So don't sweat it. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this in another color so that you won't forget. I won't forget. There we go. We'll make it cyan, which is radically different from the color that we're using. And then after that loses, what happens? Make that straight, because look, 1, 2, 3, reverse and go. You get in here and you pull back and it came back and lost. But while it pulled back, look at what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, reverse and go. And so you reversed here and you hop in here. All right. Let me do this. Make a copy of this and paste, just for your visual entertainment. It did not come back enough for you to lose, but it won right here. Came right down and gave you the win right here on that blue candle there. So I'm a little low there. There we go. So that one won, and it did not go back and lose, because I know if you just look at this visually, you'll think, well, did it come back far enough to lose? It did not. So I just wanted to do that for you. Now, while you're in this trade, look at what happens here. The trade is a run, and then there's a reversal. And so if there's a reversal, is there a continuation? There certainly is right here. Hold on one second. Forgive me, guys. I am in the Dominican Republic. And when you live in places like Dominican Republic, probably Puerto Rico, Panama, Mexico, they get loud. They get real loud. And so they were playing some music, and I figured I'd just pause and take a break. Anyway, so yeah, here we go. We got another win here. Right there. Now, the market goes, the night goes on. We get a run, and a reversal, but it doesn't go up and close above this blue candle, right? It wicks up here, but it pulls back. So we got a reversal in the market right here, and it's pulling down. The market is just, up and down and alternating. But look, 1, 2, 3, reversal, and then go. Now you see this line right here. This is a candle that didn't go anywhere. It went up and it went down, but it ended where it began. Had this happened on the left side of the reversal candle, that would nullify the entry. But since it's on the right side, we'll go ahead and go with it. And then what do we get? We get this. We enter here. And does that lose? Well, it pulls back a good bit, doesn't it? But it does not lose. I'll pull this over so you can see, right? It pulls back a good bit. Make sure we get it perfect, right? And I'll move my 8 o'clock out of the way. It gets close, but it does not lose. And that's why I say you got to practice this. You got to practice your entries, right? There we go. Get it all in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, 1 loss. That's a night. That's a night. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this one. Don't need it. And I don't think I'm going to need that line either, because I've showed you this. This is the setup. This is the This is the foundation of the trade. This is where all starts. Do you have a run? Do you have a reversal? Do you have a continuation that exceeds the run? Once you have that, then, okay, you can enter the trade. But sometimes trades will fail. Sometimes entries will fail. And that's true. I don't care who you are. And so we instituted, or I did, the RSI, the relative strength indicator. Now, what does that tell me? It tells me, it gives me an idea as to when the market, after it goes so high, will it come back down? After it goes so low, will it go back up? Because it tends to do exactly that. It just goes up and down. That's all the market does. And then it also, using that, I can also, it tells me about when I should be going long and when I should be going short. When's the best opportunities? And so what you see down here, these two red lines and these squiggly lines, the blue and yellow squiggly lines, that's the RSI. Okay, you with me? Great. So the top red line, they call that resistance. We'll call it the ceiling because that's just the easy terminology. We all live somewhere where there's a ceiling. We've all been in a house, a building, an apartment. Each one of them has a ceiling. Each one has a floor, and the red line at the bottom, that's the floor. They call it support. So we have a floor and we have a ceiling, and we don't attempt to go through either of them, right? So we know that when it gets to the red line at the top, we're looking for it to turn around. We know that when it gets to the red line at the bottom, we know that it's going to turn around and go back up. That's it. Now, do you see this thing in the middle here? I'm going to make this even larger. This is what I call the 50-yard line, that white line in the middle. When the RSI is above the white line, we want to trade up, okay? When it's below the white line, we want to trade down. Okay, simple enough. You want to trade down, but you don't want to run into the floor. You want to trade up, but you don't want to run into the ceiling. That's it. Now I have this grayish area around it because that's sort of a 50-50 area, right? So if it's above the 50-yard line and it's in the gray area and a trade is setting up for me to go long, I have to make a judgment call, basically, right? Because there is no hard and fast rule for that area. It's a judgment call that you'll get used to making based on your own sensibilities. Again, you have to practice this. You can watch me do it, and I will do it every night. But you have to watch me. You have to practice it for yourself before you internalize it. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's 50-50. And if you never take a 50-50 trade, nope. Hey, no problem. I don't take 50-50 trades very often. Why? Because it's real money, right? For me anyway, if you're practicing your paper trading. And so you might do it until you you might go ahead and take it and then just sort of, over time, see how it's working out for you. But yeah, so in this area, 50-50 judgment call, might not take the trade. Okay. So if I bring this back down, you'll see that we are above the 50-yard line, right? And we're trading up, all right? When we get over here to take this trade to go short, we are below the 50-yard line and we're trading down. And when we tried to go short on this trade, look at this one. It was smack dab in the middle of the 50-yard line. How about that? How about that? See that? It's not magic. It's not magic at all. And then over here, we had one that's going, we took this trade down, right? Where are we? We're below the 50-yard line. And we're not running into the floor. This one here, this trade here, okay, that one was as close as we get to the floor. And we're not quite there. Take it, take your money. And this is why I don't typically pull out my take profit. You know how it had that red and green thing on it, right? Let's see, I can put one. I'm not gonna worry about that. But remember, well, let's just do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that there. Now let's close that. Let's do a sale. Okay, so when I'm down here at the bottom, okay, and where was that trade? Right here, this one. Okay, oh, was it? It was this one. Okay, this one is really, really close to support or to the floor, right? That's why I don't go for more than 25 ticks, because I don't know if it's going to turn. Sometimes it'll go down and it'll just keep going down, 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 down. And you say, well, I thought we were at the floor. Well, now we're going to the basement. Okay. I mean, sometimes it'll do that. All right. So that's why I don't trade for more than 25 ticks. When I click on sell, it's going to give me a 25 tick win and a 25 tick loss. And as long as I'm trading at this percentage, some people say, well, your wins got to be much bigger than your losses. Yeah, if you're losing a lot, yeah. But if I win a lot, I don't have to worry about that. I intend to win. All right. So I'll close that out. But I just wanted to show you that. Right. So yeah. So when you can go over here, you go up with that sell if you want to go long. You click on buy. You click on the red one, sell if you want to go down. And you can see that let's see, we'll do this. And okay, so if you click to go up, you click to buy, that means you want to go up, right? If you click to sell, that means you want to go down. So you got going down, going up, going down, going up. Simple as that. All right. So you want to trade in the direction of, as determined by the RSI. So I can go long for as long as the RSI is above the 50-yard line. And so that's what we're doing over here, right? I can trade down for as long as the RSI is below the 50-yard line. And that's what we did here. And then that is what we did way over here, below the 50-yard line. How about that? I'm sorry. That's it. That's it. Now, I did add one other thing. Here's why. Because I noticed that when I was trying to learn to trade and using all these other indicators, I noticed something about the MACD. Now, when I noticed this, I asked here and there and everywhere, and everything I looked at, even AI said that this thing that I'm looking at and seeing with my own eyes doesn't exist. And what is that? That is when the MACD and or the signal line, and this is the MACD indicator up here, they look similar. This is the RSI, and this is the MACD down here. You know what? Let me put those on the screen so that there's no confusion. Okay, so there you go. The top one is the RSI. There we go, right there. The RSI is right here, and then down here I added the MACD, right? And you can find these if you go to the top of the screen, right? And I'm trading on NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader MNQ again, 1 minute candles. There's a little squiggly thing up at the top, and if I click on that, it's called when you hover on it, the word indicators will appear. And what you'll do is you'll just go here, and everything that I have on the screen is on here. The RSI, which you see here, the MACD, which you see down here, and then the bar timer. The bar timer is a little thing that counts down over here that lets me know that when it gets to 1, I'm entering the trade. Now this EMA, I'm used to having it there because I've always had it there. But if I eliminated it, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't affect my trade entry. Okay. So this is how I add these things, the RSI and the MACD. Go to indicators. These things are listed alphabetically. So when you go all the way down, you'll see MACD there. And if you go all the way down to R, you'll see the RSI. That's all you need. That's all I use. And the reason I use the MACD is because everybody tells me that it doesn't exist, but when the MACD typically comes into contact with the 0 line or the let me explain this MACD for you guys. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, I'm not going to explain the MACD trade. I'm just going to tell you what I'm looking at. This yellow line, this is the fast line. It's called the MACD. The other one is the blue line, is the slow line. It's called the signal line. So you have the MACD line and the signal line, and then you have this thing in the middle, this broad white line here. This is called the 0 line, and these little lines here, they're called the histogram. Only thing I'm concerned with is when this yellow or blue line comes in contact with the 0 line. When that happens, price action tends to push back a little bit, okay? And so when I see the MACD coming in contact with the 0 line, I'm not entering a trade. I'm really just not really interested in entering a trade unless it is spread out like this. If it is close, if it's really close like this, then what I'm looking for is a reversal in price action like I see up here, right? And well, it only came in contact. here, here, and here. But here it was closer. When it's wide like this, maybe not so much. However, boom, look at when I put my crosshairs right at the zero line where the MACD crosses. Look at what happened to the price action. It pushed back, right? And so you get these swings when this happens, right? And so I just don't look to enter a trade very often when the MACD is within just a tick or two of the zero line, because it will cause the price action so often to reverse. And that's why I have that there. And sometimes if you are trading, you're going to see that it comes here and it'll touch, and price action will just go 30, 40 ticks in the other direction. If it's coming down, it'll push back. If it's coming up, it'll push down. So I just learned that myself. Like I say, everything that I looked at, all the research that I did says it doesn't happen, and that I shouldn't believe my lying eyes, but I'm going to believe my lying eyes. Okay. So those are the indicators that I use. Gosh, this is all. Okay. Now the RSI, I use more than the MACD because it doesn't cross that much, or it doesn't come in contact that much on this night anyway with the zero line. But the trade is, or the system is, one setup, two indicators. Do that and you will stop struggle trading. And what do? You look for a run, a reversal, a continuation. You enter the trade, take your 25 ticks. Wait for another run, a reversal, a continuation. You enter there and you take your 25 ticks. You wait for another run, and a reversal and a continuation. Enter there and take your 25 ticks. You look for another run, a reversal, and a continuation. Oh, but you are on the 50-yard line, so don't fool with it. Okay, so you wait for another run, a reversal, and a continuation, and you take the trade and get your 25 ticks, right? And you realize that, you're in a run and a reversal and a continuation that exceeds, again, they always have to exceed the first reversal candle. That's where you enter and you take your 25 ticks. You wait for another run. There it is, a reversal and a continuation, and you take the 25 ticks. That is all there is to it, guys. Now, what I want to do also is I want to share with you, today is the 14th. So I'm going to share with you what happened on just last night, the 13th, because I screwed up. Well, okay, this is last night, Wednesday, May the 13th. Okay, interesting night. Things happen, right? So the green line again is 6 o'clock last night. The market opened up, and I took this trade, and this is not a good trade. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can enlarge this for you guys, because it's kind of squinched up now. So we'll bring this back down now. Let's see. There. That better? Hopefully. Okay. Because as you can see, I entered this trade because it was a one and done. And you can't see the first candle. That was the first one. This is the second. This is the third. Had a reversal and go. And all week I've been passing on these one and dones at the beginning of the night because they were always at the ceiling. And I said, well, I'm going to take it this time. And what do you know? That's the time that it fails. But hey, that's my luck. And it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't sweat it because, going in, right? And so we were right here at the ceiling. I took it anyway. It pulled right back and I lost. Because why? Because when price action gets to the ceiling, it's generally going to want to come back down and get in the middle of the room, right? Sit on the couch, okay? Come back down here and sit on the 50-yard line couch. And that's what it did. It came right back down and knocked me out of the trade. So we got another run and then a reversal and a continuation. Let me grab a green line. I want to put a go line in here because this happened last night and things happen. I've never had it happen to me before, but take a look at this, okay? This is where the go line is. This is the finish of the continuation because the reversal's here. This closed above the reversal. If I go down here, we had room right before we were right at resistance, but I thought, okay, one and done again. I'm going for it. And here's what happened. Look at my entry. You see how high that is? I want to show you something. I'm going to take this 25 tick right angle and I'm going to put it right here where I was supposed to enter. Look at that. It puts me in at 25 ticks, roughly a little more than 25 ticks above where I wanted to get in. Why is that? Sometimes the market will flash so that within an instant, it'll move really, really fast. And it did that just as I was clicking the buy key or the buy button to get into the trade, and it put me in way up here. Way up here. Now, right at that point, I'm fuming, right? Because I'm like, the trade's already over. I'm going to lose this trade, and so I'm entering here, and it's pulling back and playing around down here, and it'll come up and go back, and I'm like, you know what? I just pull my take profit down. Say, if I just get out positive, then I'm just going to, go ahead and move on. So I painted it green. This one down here's red because it lost. I painted it green. It didn't feel like a win. It did eventually go on up for the win, but I didn't want to take that chance. I said, let me just get out and let's just start all over. So what did I do? I waited again. I waited for a run, a reversal, and I got in wrong. Okay. And I'm just telling you this because I'm human. Okay. Because my stop loss or my entry was here. I'll make this a little larger. Okay. My entry was supposed to be right here above this green line, right? But if you'll look, I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher, get it in the center of the screen, and maybe even make it a little larger. You see this candle here, this white candle? When my bar timer said 1, I clicked, and just as I clicked, it popped back down and put me in below the green line. Now at that point, I'm going, oh goodness, this is going to be crazy. But what happened? This candle went on up to close, right? And so in a perfect world, my entry would have been actually have been way up here. You see that? Because this is the continuation. This is the run. This is the reversal. This is the reversal in here, and this is the continuation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th candle. Can't go past 6. So this candle here, this white candle, that is the actual reversal. So I thought, well, it's going to go 25 ticks from here, not from down here, which means I get all this right here as grace. And yeah, it played around and pulled back a little bit, but I pulled my stop loss or my take profit up. And once it hit 25 ticks, let me do this. I'm going to copy this for you and make an additional one. So at that point, I'm looking at a trade that should go about to here. And it does. So I pull my take profit up and I bring my stop loss back down to here. And I set it right here. So when the market went up and past that point, I just clicked and laid down my stop loss right here. Oh, I'm in live right now, so I can't show you that, right? And that's why you don't see my the red and green buttons to the right, because then you would see my account number, and I'm not showing you that. I'm just not going to do that, right? And so what did I do? I just rolled it up. I just rolled it up for a little while, right? And I followed too close, and it came back and knocked me out. Normally, when I see a big candle like that, I should get like 50% of that candle and just like lay way back here and give it room. Because if I get a wick, then you just follow the wick. You just get behind each wick and you follow it up that way. That's my strategy anyway. But either way, that was last night. And this run right here, that was good for about 90 ticks or so. This is only about a little less than a half trade. So about 9, 10 ticks, something like that. And this is a little less than a loss. If you look at this closely, you'll see I got out early because that was my entry. This is a 25 tick right angle, and I saw it was losing, and you see the red little divot there. It's above the 25 tick loss because I saw where that was going. So why take the whole loss, right? So I got a partial loss, a partial win, and 90 ticks there. But gosh, this thing was probably good for, if that's 90 ticks, look at that. Look at that. So when you pull it, and I will say don't make a habit of it. I don't, because again, here, 25 ticks, boom. That's, 25 ticks would have been right here where I entered. So I would have laid down you would lay down, if you pulled it out. If you pulled out your take profit, you would lay down your stop loss right about here, comes back and knock her out. Well, at least you got what you came for. But if you did it a lot of times, you're going to lose money. So just be careful. Be careful. I would say take the 25 and be happy. If you get 25, 50, 75 ticks a night, you are doing better than 99% of all traders out there, especially those of us who are in the social media space, because most of us are making it up and lying just for clicks and views. We make our money, or they do anyway. They make their money with clicks and views. I don't get that many clicks. I don't have that many views, so I don't have anything to lie about. So this was, I mean, but the thing is, you probably would not have got past here doing this, right? Following it there, because you're not going to give all that back. I mean, I would not have anyway, or unless you just, just let your original take profit just sit there and ride it up. But you're not going to do that either. You're human. You're going to want to get that money, right? And so you're going to take those. You're going to follow that thing and get something. So that's how the trade works, guys. It really is a very simple trade to make. Very simple. Again, the run, the reversal, the continuation, that's the setup. Use your two indicators to let you know if you're on the right side of the 50-yard line. If you're above it, you're going up. If you're below it, you're going down. Other than that, just don't enter the trade. And if the MACD is running into the zero line, stay away from it. It's okay. Sometimes you're going to stay away and they work out. But here's the thing. The probability of them working out is the probability of them failing is too great for you to be taking those trades, because losses hurt us more than wins help us. And so we want to win and keep winning. So employ these two things, the setup and the two indicators. One setup, two indicators. The simplest trade you'll ever make. Employ that and stop all that struggle trading. Get profitable, live a good life. You don't need a boss. You don't need to answer emails. You don't need to get up when the alarm clock goes off. I sit right here on my couch and living in Santiago, Dominican Republic, retired, looking out at the skyline of the city, relaxed, trading every night from 6 to 8. So if you want to see how I do it, go ahead and subscribe. Tune in every night at around it's a small channel, so they process it can sometimes take them 2 hours to process my videos, and the videos are like 20-30 minutes, because it's a small channel and they put me on the short bus, right? But anyway, just subscribe, hit that notification bell. When it finally processes, YouTube will let you know, and you'll see how I trade every night and that I am profitable. Thanks for joining me. Till next time.